Just when you thought the world was safe for rock and roll, the Witch Queen unleashes her most ferocious fighters, the Niche Warriors. And because they're using real whips, the Niche Warriors are almost more dangerous off-screen than on.
Boom, everybody. The other guy over Michael's head.
For the fight between Captain EO and the Niche Warriors, Michael will have to make a series of quick movements with the whip cracking only inches from his face. So more than simple choreography is needed. Even a small mistake could have very serious consequences.
Thrown fast, he almost got killed by the gate.
Sure. Great.
Michael insured.
In this instance, choreography becomes more like precision stunt coordination, with the safety of Michael and the dancers having priority.
We can pull it.
Who knows why a whip cracks? Because it goes so fast it breaks the sound barrier.
That's true.
But in spite of all the precautions, Michael had a very close call.
Oh, yeah, it's okay now.
The scene continued to be a problem. First, one of the warriors' helmets fell off. The costume department got the helmet fixed, and then the whip broke. The prop department got the whip fixed, only to have it get tangled up in the set. Finally, all the problems were solved. Sort of. Captain EO has run out of tricks. But you know Francis and George wouldn't leave him hanging like this. Trust me, I won't tell you how, but EO does get out of it. Michael's solo was shot a second time in front of a blue screen. This blue screen will allow different backgrounds to be placed behind Michael. And we decided to let him dance in a few places even he's never been before. confrontation with the Witch Queen herself to considerable time and expertise to achieve. Here, Michael is being raised up on a crane so Io can fight the Witch Queen face to face. In order to shoot a different angle of Io flying up to the Queen, Michael found himself immersed in plaster, so a perfectly contoured and therefore invisible body harness could be created for him.
Michael, can you put your arm forward and kind of as high as you can? Can you think you can hold that for a while?
Okay.
I mean, if we're doing a shot, is that comfortable enough to? How does the rig itself feel?
It's comfortable.
Michael looks real comfortable, doesn't he?
Hey, Michael.
I don't think I'd want to try something like that. But I have to admit, it looks realistic in the finished movie because you can't see the crane, you can't see the cables, and you can't see the harness. And it does appear that Captain Io is flying. Captain Io really did change the world, miraculously turning the dark planet into a place filled with beauty and light. And on top of everything, the whole movie is in 3D. Now wait till you see that.
But of course, you still have to wear these special glasses. And now they make them kind of attractive. What do you think? A real Paris fashion statement.
You may remember reading about the 3D rage that began in the 50s. Everybody was talking about it. You may have even seen some 3D films. But never, until now, have you ever experienced anything like Captain EO.
3D is kind of tough to explain when you're stuck in here in 2 dimensions like I am. Right now, I'm on your TV screen, but look around you. I mean, real life is in 3D. Your kids are in 3D, and so are your parents. At least they're supposed to be. Now, the idea of 3D film is that whatever is happening here on the screen is supposed to look like it's happening right there in your living room. So let's take a look at the equipment necessary to make a 3D film.
The camera for this revolutionary process is really 2 cameras in one. It has 2 lenses, 2 loads of film, and shoots 2 slightly different images. The same way that your left and right eye see 2 slightly different images. And when those images are projected together, your brain is fooled into believing it's seeing depth on a flat screen. Of course, all the technology in the world can't actually shoot the picture. So one of the great European masters of cinematography, Vittorio Storaro, another Oscar award winner, by the way, was invited here from Italy to capture the 3D magic of Captain EO on celluloid.
So 3D is the fact that really you can move in perspective, in the 3rd dimension. If you have 1 dimension in horizontal, 1 dimension is vertical, the 3rd dimension is the perspective. So with this production specifically, which is really mainly about energy, as more we can use the perspective in movement, the better.
Lighting is essential to all filmmaking, but for 3D, it's extremely important and much more of it has to be used. The lights on the Captain EO set drew enough power to light 2 city blocks or all of Main Street at Disneyland. Captain EO's new home at Disneyland used to be an outdoor theater by day and by night, a showcase for Disney's first 3D film, The Magic Journey. But for Captain EO, a new specially equipped theater has been built with lasers, smoke effects, miles of fiber optics, and a state-of-the-art digital sound system. And to Michael Jackson, nothing is more important than the sound. He takes an active role in the studio to make sure his songs are recorded precisely as he wants them to be heard.
In the front.
Michael has composed 2 new songs especially for Captain EO. The first he's written since the Thriller